Okay, so Mr. T, let me ask you a question. When you meet a woman and the woman meets you,
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning stages of trying to get to know her because you desire to have a relationship with her,
Mm-hmm.
are there any questions that you shouldn't ask her or she shouldn't ask you? Or are there any questions that should be off limits as far as learning her that early on?
Yeah, the biggest one for me is what she did before me. I don't that's never something, because I think depending on good, bad, or indifferent in that relationship, it could set off some triggers for somebody, and so I don't want to know those. I'm more thinking about like what the person likes to do, who they are, if they got kids, how are they as a parent, those kind of things, what they do at work, those kinds of things, but like that would be an off limit question for me. I think anything pertaining to past relationships or sexual conversations or anything like that, I don't really get into those conversations.
Okay.
So those would be off limits for me.
So with that being said, would the woman be able to ask you anything?
Yeah, I'm an open book. I mean, for me, that's the way so for me, I would say, well, I don't know.
So you got questions that you won't ask her, but she can ask you.
Yeah, I think so. Because I just move differently. Like, I'm just like, because in my head, the process, especially with women, the process is a little bit different, I think, for men, right? And so for me, that's kind of what that is. Now, as a man, she can't get into no goofy ass questions, like trying to compare me. I know that's coming. Like, you trying to compare me to the one that was before me or somebody, or went around, had 4 dates and you didn't ask them all the same questions because you're doing research or some shit. I don't know. But
Right.
but for me, yeah, I don't usually have. I'm an open book about that. I don't care.
Right. So let's go. I'm gonna tell you what the question had originally, where I originally started asking
Okay.
the question from, or the derivative was, is it okay for you to ask the woman that you might be trying to get to know
Mm-hmm.
early on, or her ask you, are you having sex with another woman during the time of y'all trying to get to know each other?
No, because that's like, that's my business right now. I don't know why you asking me, because you may be somebody I might be interested in having sex with. So that ain't the answer I need to give you.
Okay.
If I get to that point, then I can say, I'll be honest with you and say, hey, I got a sexual partner. I don't have a problem with that. But out the gate, no, I ain't giving you that. Ain't your business.
So now, like you just said, out the gate. So if it's not right out the gate, do you have a time frame?
Man, it depends. I never that's interesting.
Or is it more along the lines of how much y'all
We
are
spending time together, right? I'm digging you, right? So we might be hanging out 3 times a week,
Oh,
and it could
okay.
be simple conversations. We hanging out, but I'm like next week, I'm like, hey, I want to maybe see you 4 days out that week. Just grab some dinner, do whatever. We go catch a movie, we go catch a play, we do something like that. Now we hanging out. That means that we moving into a space that could create that kind of conversation and that kind of thing. But like until we there, I'm not letting you. You know what they call it in football when they go to teams and they doing the scouting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can't. I ain't let you scout me, nah. I ain't let you scout.
She can't do the scouting.
Can't do the scouting. Not with me. That's off the table. For me.
Okay.
Scouting's
Oh,
off
that's
the table
peace. That's
for me.
peace. That's peace.
Yeah.
So you don't want to know if she's having sex with another guy while you and her are hanging out 3 times a week.
Nah.
You don't want to know if
nah. I'm like, because my thing is, okay, we hanging, whatever, of course the conversation, let's don't be naive, the conversation gonna come up, you kicking it with somebody else, yeah, but like, then if that becomes, oh yeah, I got this guy, but then it's on her to like really say to me what the space is of that relationship. I'm not finna ask you about that. You can tell me or not tell me. But when I get to the point where we finna, we starting to talk about us getting together, then yeah, I'm gonna ask you the question then for sure.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
that's peace. That's peace.
Yeah, but before that, I don't care about that kind of shit, man.
Okay.
I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I ain't never cared about no dude coming before me, man. I ain't never been that guy.
well,
so.
no. I'm not talking about before you.
Okay.
This is
You
present.
said right present.
Because now y'all getting to know each other. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you getting to know her from day one when y'all start speaking.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
like, I don't know how it go these days, but maybe you might get her number, she might get your number.
Yeah.
You might meet her. Y'all might have met at a restaurant or something, wherever y'all met at. However you linked up with her in the beginning. From that point on, it's present. This ain't past.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
see what I'm
Good
saying?
point. Yeah. Okay.
So, that becomes the present time.
okay. So yeah. Like I mean.
So the reason, so here go part of the question.
Okay.
I'm cutting you off, but here go part of the thought process. Should you be whining and dining and getting to know her mentally, right?
Yeah.
And what her world is about, and she's over here with guy A having sexual fun.
Well, you know, I mean, if I'm gonna like a woman, I'm gonna like her about other things long before I like her about getting with her, like
Okay.
physically. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
you know, because first of all, like her brain's gonna have to be real sharp for me. So I'm hanging out with her because I like the way her mind works. That's the
Yeah.
part for me.
Yeah.
Now the physical part, we get to that you know, because ultimately I may decide I don't want physical. I might want something totally different.
Yeah.
You know, because the sex ain't at the end of the day for me. It's
Right,
like it ain't that, because it could be. I mean, the way I go is, you know, it may not even be intercourse. I'm just different.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, and so like the energy. Like if I
Mental
meet a woman
stimulation.
who got really good energy, maybe she just end up being my friend, and we
Yeah.
cool. Like, cause she might run a business that could be something I do, and you know, sometimes it's better not to, you know, because once you go there, you
Yeah.
know, it changes a whole lot of things. So yeah.
Oh, that's peace. That's peace.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would love to hear that information and possibly implement it into their life, man. So I appreciate you asking them,
Absolutely, man.
answering them kind of questions, and we hope to see you back on one more time and answer some more questions.
Okay. Appreciate you.